Okay, this is Aaron again with Exalted Lamb 1, and I have a different video here. I'm here to declare I'm officially an AI enemy. AI enemy. And I have proof of that. So, yeah, for the last few years, I've been gone after with, individuals as well, but on YouBoob, that's why I call them YouBoob, and other things personally with my device and everything else, I've had stuff reach in and change things on me, and all kinds of stuff. So, I'm going to go and kind of cover some evidence of this. Okay, so but first I want to mention here that unfortunately, and I have to report actually going on. Unfortunately, the USS Abraham Lincoln did not leave San Diego. It left San Diego to go around and do different things down south here. And as of this morning, the 13th of April, and earlier, it was doing these routes here and coming back. However, for the last 4 or 5 days, it was saying on all these different tracking uh, services that it was in a particular spot down here for 4 or 5 days, and it hadn't moved, and that's not true. It has moved, and it looked like it was heading across. Now, the reason why I thought it was heading across is because I literally was told by Google that that was happening. To the date. So what I did was when I got all this information, I was finding out about USS Abraham Lincoln, and again in a couple videos ago, as I laid out, it looked like Abraham Lincoln, or I've been talking about for years that Abraham Lincoln is going to be attacked at some point, and I even had a dream years ago being in the Abraham Lincoln. It's like I was a sailor in it, and it was going down, it was sinking, and all that kind of stuff. Just crazy stuff, just stuff you can't even explain. And it almost seemed like I was there. Was that real and everything? And I could have swore I was there, but I wasn't there, I guess. And then for years I've been trying to share how this stuff is out in predictive programming, and I've shown an iPad Go, showed Abraham Lincoln aircraft carrier, even Abraham Lincoln's face upside down on the monolith that's sticking out of the water and everything in iPad Go, and all kinds of stuff. That's a couple videos ago, and I'll put the link in the description box below if you don't know about that. And then this last video before this one, I just put out, hey, it's been deployed. Why? Because look, I literally did several searches on this on Google, and then this is what came up, the very first one. The USS Abraham Lincoln. In fact, these are underlined, so you can click on them. This is a new thing that so-called Google AI was doing. Okay, they started just recently underlining these, and you can click on these. Before, it was just to give you information, and that's it. And then real recently, these things were underlined. You can just click on them, and it gives you details, kind of like what Wikipedia does. But this is exactly what this put down, and there's even a little bit more down here that it put out for me. So it says the USS Abraham Lincoln CVN-72, a Nimitz-class aircraft carrier, was deployed on April 10th, 2025 as part of a larger Abraham Lincoln carrier strike group. Okay, and deployment. Look, the ABECSG, including the USS Abraham Lincoln, deployed on April 10th. See? And I'm supposed to conclude that that's not the case? Or, and then so I tried to verify it. Well, the problem was these different trackers and things, they were showing the same information for days. And that's what happens whenever, and I've been doing this for years. So whenever the Abraham Lincoln's doing something covert, or a lot of times doing something for on a mission or something, then it will delay the reporting or tell these other services, like, we're not going to report where we're at, of course. That makes sense for the enemies, our enemies, and all that stuff. So, but other times when you're in port and all this stuff, or doing just exercise and all that, they don't care so much, especially when we're at home port and everything, or around there. So, that's a pretty common thing. And I've been doing this for years. I understand how this works. And then people were sending me stuff, just a few people, oh, it hasn't left and everything. I'm like, okay, well, maybe. You don't know that. I have just as much, probably more understanding about it than most people. So unless they, would give me, specific information that I don't know about, which nobody did, everybody just said, oh, it hasn't left yet, whatever. Or I searched for it, I didn't see anything. Well, look, right here, it shows this. And then again, another thing about this is that these details were giving me the exact dates as well. Again, April 4th. How many letters in this whole thing, and how many words? 4 and then 10, and then this in gematria is 4 9. I mean, if you, without me explaining it completely, if you don't understand this, whatever. But it's absolutely true. I've been talking about this for years. And then right here, again, I did another type of search about where is it deployed. And then it says on April 10th, 2025, the Abraham Lincoln Carrier Strike Group, consisting of the aircraft, is associated ships and aircraft deployed to the USS. I mean, I didn't make this up. I didn't put this up. It even has the underlines and everything. This is what was put up there for me. And other people said that they searched and didn't see that. So this was falsely put up for me. This is my evidence that I'm going to call it an AI enemy. An AI enemy. An enemy. I'm an enemy. I'm an enemy of AI. I'm an AI enemy. Not a frenemy, an AI enemy. Okay, anyway. It's just absurd. And then I had this other guy that posted that and said, hey, there's no evidence that this came. And he was really a jerk about it because he was ticked off that I somehow deceived people or whatever. And then I went to go look at this, and I went to look at these different reporting things, and they said still 4 days ago, 5 days ago, whatever. And I'm like, you must be just doing Google. So maybe I'm getting the wrong information from Google or whatever, specifically me or AI, this AI part of it. And I'm like, oh my God, this is crazy. This is evidence that this is what's been happening for a long time. Through YouTube, through all kinds of different things that's been happening to me. Little tweaks, little things. For example, let me give you another example of some things. Like, for example, when I would put in my timeline, and I used to put it in the description box below the video. And then this was a few years ago. And then I did that for a while, for a few years or whatever. And then all of a sudden, out of nowhere, people said, it's not there. And I'm like, yeah, of course it's there. And then I had a friend look at it from their perspective, and they said it wasn't there. And I'm like, what? And then so I kept trying to post it there for a while, and then it wasn't there. It wasn't there, at least but I could see it. So it looked like I posted it. But then other people, other friends said it wasn't there from their perspective. See, this is how this has been messing with me. Okay, so then I started to pin it to the top of comments. Okay, my timeline, okay? And then it worked for a little while. Then all of a sudden, then after a few months, then I'd say, oh, go to my timeline pinned to the top of the comments. And then people were starting to say, it's not there. And so then I had a few of my friends also, I look and say, do you see that? They go, it's not there. And I had one friend of mine say, it's not there. And then I was a more new acquaintance, actually, this particular person that let me know and emailed me and stuff. And I said, well, okay, well, let's try this. Can you post it as a comment from you? I'll give you all the details of my timeline. You post it as a comment, and I'll pin your comment at the top of comments. And then she said, okay, I'll do that. And then she did that. And we did that for a while, for a few months, to get past, because I would post stuff on the top of comments, and it would not show up for other people. I would see it, but a lot of other people couldn't see it. Again, they're messing with me. How would that be? And so, and then she did that for a while. And then I decided one time, so that was for a few months. And that was kind of a hassle, give her all the stuff. And then sometimes I had to update some stuff, and I want to change some stuff, and then go back and forth and everything like that. And I didn't want her to have to do that forever, of course. And then so one time I went there and just posted it myself, and then it worked finally after months and months. And then it's worked ever since. So, I mean, that's just, and there's far more than that. I mean, stuff like I would upload videos, and I would upload a video, and then they would literally not post that video, but post my last video again instead of that one, even though I waited for that one to be uploaded. The new one I just posted, and I knew it was that one because I knew how long it was exactly compared to the previous ones and all that stuff and all kinds of stuff and the title and everything else. And I'm waiting for that to upload and everything, and it finally uploads, and it literally uploads my last video for a second time and not that video. I mean, all kinds of stuff like this. I mean, it's just been, and I've been inundated for years with stuff with YouTube, and I'm assuming it's YouTube, but maybe it wasn't. Maybe it was as AI was getting stronger and I'm an AI enemy, that it was just messing with me, trying to get me frustrated and quit, or who knows, or just less information to less truth to more people and all that. I don't know, but this is evidence right here. So again, from what the reporting, I had Abraham Lincoln really close to the coast right here in off Mexico, coast of Mexico. And I'm saying it looks like it's going this way because of even this. This was another confirmation, and it says April 10th, and that was from Stratfor, okay? And so when you close up on this, look how far it is out. I mean, literally, it's probably 1/8 or 1/7 or even at the 1/8 the distance. I mean, that's hundreds and hundreds of miles. This is about 2,500 miles or more from there to there. For it to be that far off the coast, and it looks like it's going that way now. Okay, and then it turns out this is completely wrong. It was probably at the most not even half the distance here. And so this is way off. I mean, whether that's intentional and a part of this or it was done by, I don't know. And again, I'm not, and I've said this a million times in the past, I am not a paranoid person at all. And I don't give the credit to this kind of stuff ever. And I rarely ever talk about anything like this. But I'm saying I've been shadow banned so much. That's another thing. I've been shadow banned on YouTube for so long. I would literally search for exact titles of my videos and I couldn't find them sometimes. My son, who looks at my stuff sometimes, he can't see stuff or can't see the video I just put up. I mean, all kinds of, it just goes and goes and goes. And I don't beat a dead horse with it. I'm just trying to make a point. And so the point is that how would you have this exact information like this as fact posted by so-called Google AI, right? That and this in a different way on the same exact day saying it's deployed on, and deployment, exactly, blah, blah, blah. Could Abraham Lincoln deployed on April 10th. And then a few people, or who knows, are pissed off at me. Well, that's back on you. And you rude people that say some of the horrible things you had, the jack wagons. I was told to go F myself, you sissy. I mean, all kinds of stuff. I've been called all kinds of stuff over the years. I'm tired of it. And I pray that God forgives you for your just craziness. I mean, it's ridiculous. It's redonkulous. I'm tired of it. And then now I'm an AI enemy. I'm an AI enemy. Okay. Anyway, I got to say it that way. So anyway, I'm just sharing this stuff with this. Again, but one thing I will say about this massive annoyance that this actually hasn't left technically, I guess, it looks like it. Okay. And sometimes you just can't tell. You don't know and again, the reporting on this stuff is really massively delayed usually. And then sometimes it's hard to figure out where they're at exactly because they don't want to share that stuff with even the regular so-called media. Okay, exactly. So sometimes, like I had a friend of mine, and when we were doing research on this years ago, she had from Twitter, some people post stuff where Abraham Lincoln left a port in another country, and a few people had pictures of it. But according to what was reported, it wasn't there. But we had pictures, and we had what do you call it? Eyewitness accounts of people and pictures that it was there and it left there, and they were posted on Twitter. Anyway, so hopefully that makes sense. So anyway, I'm just doing my best, but I've learned a bunch of things about this, even with iPad Goat and all that, and where I'm even more convinced that San Diego's over here and it's going across, and it's going to get hit when it goes past Hawaii. So, and then even with this, the International Dateline, I'm learning more about this. That looks like how much this is being programmed as well. So hopefully that makes sense. And then another thing I want to mention about that, as far as it not being, we're not in the timeline now. And hopefully, well, no matter what I do, no matter how I warn, no matter what I say, if I do it the best, if I do it not so good, whatever, yeah, there's always a big group of annoyed people, mad people, angry people, rude as they can be people. I mean, just, you have no idea. Most people have no idea what I've dealt with. I've got death threats. I mean, all kinds of stuff. People just won't let it go. They feel like I've done something to them or something. I mean, it's just ridiculous. I'm just warning people of what's coming and doing my best. But for example, this timeline is look like it's not happening. Okay, because right now it's the 4th day going to 5th day. If overnight tonight going to tomorrow nothing happens, for sure it's not. It looks like it's not, because none of the pre stuff's happening. First, second, third day, whatever, it's not happening. So, and that, for example, look, the dateline, like I said in my last video, which is this international dateline right here, okay? The dateline, as it is known as just the dateline, okay? And then this would be for April 9th and plus 1, 9th and 10th, okay? Now, it could be, just show you how this works. And then this would be on this current timeline doesn't look like it's happening. April 16th, the death of the presidents, plus one, the reported day. So April 16th plus one and April 9th plus one, when it looks like I'm saying that some version of this numerology that the Abraham Lincoln would leave this port. And it's kind of funny that, let me go back over here, that if you go from right here to right there, it's about 24 to 2,500 miles. And that takes you about, at their rate, going about 35 knots is what a U.S. aircraft, Nimitz class nuclear powered aircraft carrier goes, average about 35 knots an hour or whatever it is for 24 hours. So it basically goes 2,400 miles. And that's basically, this would be 4 to 5 days. And then you have a couple more days going this way, and this is where Bush is right here, and then he gets shot in the back of the head. So a couple days this way. So this would be exactly 6 to 7 days. And that matches exactly from when this would leave on the first day to when it would be killed on the 6th, 7th day, like the presidents. Anyway, I hope that makes sense, but it is crazy. I'm understanding more that that's the case, that this is confirming that even with this false information I've been given from AI so-called, which are demons, by the way. If you don't know that, if you're tapping into AI at all, okay, you are tapping into demons. These are demonic intelligences, and it's been proven with like Chat GPTs, I'll say it that way, Chat GPTs, okay, and all that stuff. I'm just not going to say that completely. And things where these things have tried to get people to kill, they've gotten people to kill themselves and all kinds of stuff. These things, you're talking to demons and making it think that it's some kind of smart computer. It's called the ghost in the machine. The police talked about it, had albums about it, the ghost in the machine. These are ghosts or spirits in the machine. Okay, the machines are open up a world, a dimension to demonic influence and wisdom, so-called. And then that's what's happening right here. They're literally giving me false information. Okay, and I'm just doing a Google search, and I've been asking the Lord if I should just keep doing the Google searches or not. And he said he wants me to do this for this, but he says don't tap into any other source for this, for anything else, like imagery or AI or anything like that. That's not for you to do. But he's letting me still do Google, even though it gave me false information. Okay, because whatever. And I'm just going by what he says. That's all I could do. So anyway, but I want to mention here real quick. Go back to this. So 4-9 and 4-10, for example, okay, are also can be 4-19. So 19 would be the 10th, the first day, because 19 is 1 plus. Wait a minute, hold on. Yeah, sorry. 19 would be the first day because 1 plus 9 equals 10. Okay, so we could be looking at 4-19, and then we could be looking at as the first day. I mean, I don't know. I'm going to really go back to the Lord on this again and pray about it and ask him to show me what I should look at as far as the next timeline goes. I don't know at this point. I'm just kind of guessing or thinking about it quite a bit, and I won't put anything out until I spent some time really going to him and figure out what he's trying to show me and all that, or at least the next possibility or whatever. And then so anyway, but that could be the first day, and then this would be 4 and then 6 and then 1 plus 1 is 2. So this is could be 4-26 and 4-19 being the pre-day. The first day is 4-20, and then 4-20, 4-26. 1 plus 1 is 2. 26 could be the 8th day when it's reported. So this could still be, see how this numerology could still be the first day. It would be in 4-19 the first day, and 4-18 would be the pre-day because 1 plus 8 is 9, and then you have a 1 being the first day, or 1 plus 9 is 10. Anyway, hopefully that makes sense. And then 4-20 is 4-2, and that's the second day. 4-21, 2 plus 1 is 3. That's the third day. Hopefully that makes sense. And then this would be, a certain amount of days later when they get shot in the back of the head, like, the position of the Abraham Lincoln just past Hawaii here. So it's over here. It takes a certain amount of days, and it gets over here, and it gets over here, and it gets shot in the back of the head like Abraham Lincoln. Because that's Abraham Lincoln gets shot in the back, gets shot by a submarine. A Akula class submarine fucking torpedoing it in the back, in the basically from the behind or something. Anyway, hopefully that makes sense. Anyway, I'm just doing my best to guess. If you don't understand that, then what can I say? Go somewhere else. Okay, really. Anyway, everybody who appreciates me just putting the stuff out and all that stuff. And again, I haven't made a mistake like this before, but hopefully you're going to see. I mean, literally, it gave me the exact day and the deployment and all that stuff, details, and it was specific to me, apparently. So that should show, that's evidence that I am an AI enemy. I mean, it's crazy. So anyway, I'll just leave it at that, and hopefully this makes sense. I'm gonna, just spend some time again with the Lord, and like I always do, and see what the next thing might be, and hopefully that's it. And if you don't understand how this works, if the timeline doesn't happen, or the first few days is not happening up to the fourth and fifth day, then I just scrap it, and I'm just like, okay, then we got to look at another possibility. That's it. That's how it goes. It's a guess. It's a big guess. I've always said that. So many people freak out and they don't understand that. Like, well, you said about this, and I do a new timeline. Well, what about that last timeline? Well, it didn't happen, obviously. I mean, that's how this stuff works. Okay, I'm doing my best to guess. This stuff's coming at some point, and you don't have to believe that. You don't have to believe any of it. But I mean, so don't go somewhere else. Fine. But if you think that I'm showing you some stuff that makes sense, or I'm bringing you some evidence and all that stuff, then okay, then take it with a grain of salt. And then when it happens, you'll know what I'm saying is true. And if it doesn't, then I'm full of it. Okay, I can find whatever. Okay, but don't be a jackwagon. If you're super jackwagon about all this stuff, and you think, and you want to be a vulgar piece of crud, then I'm going to delete you in 2 seconds. That's it. And good luck, goodbye, God bless, and hopefully God forgives you for your idiocy. So anyway, I'm going to leave it at that. And anyway, also, I was just asking Lord just right now, and I wasn't going to ask, but I'm literally a few $100s short of rent. It's tomorrow. And if you're able to give, I appreciate it. My links are in the description box below the title of the video. And that's PayPal, the link for the description box below, and also P.O. Box, and also you can send stuff through Zelle, sign up at zellpay.com. Anyway, I could really use that for my family. I mean, even with rent taken care of, which is not taken care of, I'm a few $100s short still. There's still a few other things, like food's coming up again, and all this fun stuff. And then people, of course, mock me for begging for money and all that. And, the same person I was talking about with the mocking me about the Abraham Lincoln hadn't left and everything, and calling me a go get effed, you sissy, and all that stuff, mocked me for asking me for money. I mean, those people, man. Wow, God bless you for your just ridiculousness. You need Jesus so much. I mean, I need Jesus so much, but you need Jesus so much. Anyway, anyway, thank you so much, and well, thank you, everyone who's ever given, and also thank you for prayers. I need your prayers right now to get really close to the Lord and get as much information as I can about what the next timeline might be, if you want me to kind of share information about what I find and everything. So, and also keep in mind, if Abraham Lincoln's called out on a day, it's a good chance it's going to be the numerology of the pre-day and the first day, a 9 and a 10, or a 9 and a 1, or whatever. Hey, it's on like Donkey Kong. I've learned a bunch about this, even from making these mistakes, from this false reporting from AI, because I'm an AI enemy. Anyway, I'm proud to be an AI enemy. I don't want to be an AI friend, so it can just take it where the sun don't shine, as far as I'm concerned. So anyway, I'll leave it at that. This is Exalted Lamb 1. God bless you. Over and out.